Hello everybody, welcome to this pretend room we made up. My name is Joel Cordy, I'm the founder of Chase Bliss, and today's a little bit different of a video. We got a lot to talk about, all related to the wonderful world of CHOMPI. I got my friend Tobias and Zach here to help out as we navigate this complex jungle of fun information. Let's do it. Info, as everyone knows, is short for information. So we're gonna give a whole bunch of information.
Talk about some stuff.
Might be a little clumsy, might stumble around a few topics. First things first, CHOMPI is available right now today. We actually have some to sell.
Yeah, finally.
We have two different colors available. This one, which you've probably seen before.
And then we got a new color I'm pretty excited about.
As we're filming, we actually don't know the exact quantities. I'll get into more about why that is. But when we publish this video, we will know the quantities. So we're gonna be telling you the quantities right now. You might be thinking to yourself, wow, that seems like not as many as I thought they would make. And I think that's a very reasonable thing to think. So let's get into that. When we were joining up, the first thing we talked about is like, well, with the inventory that you have right now, how many CHOMPIs can we make? And this is it. We've cobbled together everything we can make. You have a manufacturing partner that you worked with to create this, but it's not the same one that we've used before. Right. We have several that we've been working with forever and have super long-standing relationships with that we really trust a lot. So we want to work with them to make CHOMPIs, but it made sense to work with your team on this final run. What that means exactly is that there will be more CHOMPIs. We're thinking sometime next year, probably later in the year. When we make CHOMPIs in the future, our way, these new CHOMPIs will not be like a new version, like a Mark II or anything like that. It's gonna basically look the same. A lot of the parts are gonna be the same, but we're talking about maybe losing the handle or the enclosure might be different. Some of the locations of the jacks, things like that. But the processor and the brain, the architecture, the hardware inside, that's all going to stay the same. So, if you get a CHOMPI a year from now and we've maybe have a new firmware available, it's still going to work on your old CHOMPI.
The question I get asked the most is, if I buy a CHOMPI right now in this next batch, is it going to feel obsolete or something like when you guys do this next run with Chase Bliss specifically, and if it looks different or whatever, am I going to regret that? And like the truth is, they're going to do the same thing. They're going to have the same capabilities. They just might physically be a little bit different.
I think that's a great segue into the firmware. One of the really beautiful things about us being able to join up is now you have full access to our engineering team, a dedicated engineer. First order of business was like, let's just get the flagship tape firmware exactly how you want it.
Yeah, like complete the vision.
Yeah.
You should go to the website. It's really simple. We're going to walk through it actually today. Go and update your CHOMPI because it really makes it super stable. I'm very proud of the result, and I think we've just packed as much as we can into this tape workflow, which was the original vision for the hardware. We're also in this video introducing this new workflow. We're calling that Tempo. As of the filming of this video, we have a couple little edge things we're still trying to wrap up and really get it exactly perfect before we make it public. But I'm excited to show what it can do.
It's sort of this very Chase Bliss approach to product development where you've taken tons of customer requests, tons of feedback, but then also your own experience over this arc of CHOMPI, as well as everybody in our orbit here at Chase Bliss to take a new approach to this hardware. Our intent was that this firmware was going to be completely ready to go for this launch We think we're very close, but we also thought we were pretty close like 2 months ago.
Right.
So we don't want to say a date exactly that we think it's going to be available. We just really want to make sure that all of the bugs are squashed, and when that happens, it will be free for for people to put on these Chompis that we have available right now, or for people that have gotten Chompi previously. Cool, well, yeah, I mean, we'll show you how to update the thing later, but maybe now is a good time for you to give us a test drive.
I'd be glad to. Okay, friends, so before we dive into this new Tempo firmware, I thought it might be good to talk a bit about this original workflow that we now call tape. The way I've always envisioned the tape workflow is actually thinking a little bit more like the engines being tape recordings. On the left, we have our sampling engine. In the middle, we have a multi-effect engine. And then on the right, we have our looper. So I can demonstrate on Chompi by recording a new sample, performing that new sample on the keyboard, adding effects to that sample, and then looping that sample. So these engines really aren't dictated by any sort of grid system. They are just recordings that we can either layer together or we can actually pass from engine to engine. One of the special things about the tape workflow is that all loops can become samples and all samples can become loops. But that's not necessarily always great when you want to use your device, or Chompi in this case, with other pieces of gear. And that's where Tempo comes in. Tempo, in a lot of ways, is like tape's counterpart, where tape focuses everything around keeping audio very fluid and weaving it together in this asynchronous way. Tempo, as the name suggests, brings everything together to create patterns with your samples. So to demonstrate this, you can see I have these two tiny tapes on the left. This represents two parallel sampling engines. The top one is fairly familiar at this point to you if you know how tape works, where you have one sample played up and down the keyboard. And then the next one is a totally new sampling engine we're introducing. And this one is called Slice. Slice allows you to have one audio file chopped up onto the white keys. And this allows you to play different slices of your audio and generate patterns with those. So these two engines are controlled with what is now replacing the looper, this new sequencer arpeggiator pattern generator. That then is applied to both of these engines separately. So you can have a different arpeggiator, different sequence per engine. And then lastly, we have this effects section. The effects are both time-based effects, and they also look to the clock, so that everything, when you hit play, is going to feel naturally a part of the same world together. So why don't we try something? I'm gonna hit play, and I'm gonna start with a little drum sequence, move to my chromatic engine, and now I can play along. Once I have something I like, I can latch that. I can edit these notes in real time. I can speed up the clock. I can slow it down. And then I can add these effects in. I can even randomize things if I want to. Yeah.
ありがとう。
Hi, how are you?
Hi, how are you? Hi, 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 hi. How are you? Oh, yeah. Hi, how are you?
Okay, sweet. Hi, welcome to the update portion of the video. Today I'm going to show you how easy it is to update the firmware on your CHOMPI. First step is we need to get our SD card out of the CHOMPI. To do that, if you have long fingernails, this can work, but I like to use this little guy. I'm just going to very carefully put these ears into the SD card slot. And you'll hear a click, and it's gonna pop out a little bit. You gotta get it out the rest of the way. And a lot of computers will have a way to just put the SD card in, but if you don't, you're gonna need to use one of these little adapters, and you're gonna have to plug that into your computer. After a short moment of time, we'll see that our SD card pops up on the screen here, and I'm gonna open that up. And we've got a whole bunch of files in here. In order for the update to work, we need to delete everything off the card. So I'm gonna select all of it and then move it to my trash. And once that's all in my trash, I'm just gonna go up here and empty the trash, because we can't have any signs that any of that information ever existed. Empty SD card. I'm gonna open this CHOMPI tempo folder that I downloaded from chasebliss.com, and you see that I've got these folders and files. I'm gonna select all of them and just drag that into my SD card. And we're done. All we need to do now is eject the card and then get it back into our CHOMPI. Got my adapter, pull the little card out, grab my CHOMPI, put the little card in. So you hear that click, and then it's safe and secure. And you've got yourself a functioning CHOMPI with the new firmware.
Okay, so that is the end of our time together today. Thank you for caring and listening, and we'll see you next time.